And with that, Tesla stock is also on the up and up. Let's see where it's at right now.
Yes, it is.
At this moment, it is at $403.26 per share,
That's crazy.
which is up 10 points, 2.5% on the day. We'll see how the day ends. It's coming to a close here. I read that this is actually an all-time high for their stock, which is really cool. So for all the people that have been holding onto that stock for a while, you're probably feeling pretty good about it. Now, the interesting thing, I think, if you kind of just expand out, and we're looking at charts here, if you guys are just listening, I'll try to describe that. If you go back 5 days, you can see it's up. 5 days ago it was at around 360, so to 403, pretty good. Going back at the month, you can see there was a big dip coming in, and then it's up a lot. 6 months, you can see this just ginormous trend where 6 months ago it was at 219 a share. So that's a huge jump from that.
Wow.
And you can see, when was this? October. This must have been right around when earnings came out. Because in October
that
is
was
when you
the
went
quarter that they had that surprise profit, basically.
Yeah.
And said that Model Y was ahead and that Gigafactory 3 or whatever was like churning cars already. That was,
Yep. So you went from 250 to 330 in a day, right? Or 2 days or something. Year to date, though, it's a bit more interesting of a story because if you recall, right before the production numbers and stuff came out for Q4, they were right around 347, and then bam, 2 days later, 287, and pretty much all year. It was just on a decline until June. So I guess the first half of the year. And then since June, it's kind of been, trending upwards, but definitely like up and down. So, so the stock's doing well. They're closing in at $420 as the short sellers suffer about a $2 billion loss in this, which is kind of nuts. In fact, I think one of the guys... I think his name was David Einhorn. Maybe that's. I hope that's correct. If not, David, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. But he was a billionaire, and is no longer a billionaire because he's been shorting Tesla stock. So it was a funny tweet. It said the first guy to become a millionaire by shorting Tesla stock.
He's no longer in the 3 commas club or the Tres
Comas.
Tres
Comas, yeah. So
I love it.
So good news for people that are stock investors and own Tesla stock.
Or just good news for Tesla.
Wasn't 420 supposed to be when they went private?
Yes. The most expensive tweet ever sent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were
Just
him,
saying, they're
I
getting
would.
there.
If I were him, I would probably like print that out and put it on a wall with like a check, like a copy of the check of like $20 million to the SEC for that one. That'd be a cool piece of art.
And no longer ahead of the board of directors.
Yeah. That's probably, I mean, I don't know. I guess that sucks, but that's probably less important than being CEO, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else
no,
you had to talk about this week?
I was just going to add, if they did hit 420 and he did take it private still, I would be thrilled. I would be overjoyed if he was able to pull that off. That would be tremendous, I think, for the future of the company. Although we'd have less data and information about what's going on with them, right?
It's true.
So I do like the earnings calls to give us a sense of how they're doing, and they would no longer be obligated to do any of that. So,
the inside glimpses of their finances and handlings wouldn't be very good.
I think, though, the narrative or the news around them would be much more substantive, with the exception of Business Insider, of course. But like, think about SpaceX, right? Like, we don't hear necessarily like how much money they're like, what their profits and things are. And we kind of don't care. Like, they're making money, they're killing it. Let's talk about some rockets, right? Like, let's not get into these dumb conversations about how your management structure is. Like, nobody really cares about that except people that want to, in a very short-sighted way, make money on them. going up or down. So like I would really enjoy just like setting aside all of those conversations for like pointless. Let's talk about some really dope EVs coming out or some really cool solar stuff. Like focus on the products, because I think to most people that's really what is interesting and matters.
Yeah. Sweet. Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.